How's it going, everyone? My name is Earlmeister, and in today's Meister deck profiles, we are going to be talking about the best meta deck in Disney Lorcana, Ruby Amethyst Bounce Control. Ruby Amethyst has been dominating the meta since set 1. The thing is, Bounce Control is more than a defensive/control deck at this point. It's so well-rounded, and it seems like it has the answer to almost everything in the game. It has a strong early to mid-range game, and it just dominates everything later on. This is my go-to serious meta deck. I've used this deck in 3 big tournaments so far with 150 to 250 plus players in it, and I have consistently performed well with it. Finishing at top 24 on the first tourney with a 6-2-1 score, top 12 on the second one with a 7-2-0 finish, and unfortunately 44th on the third one with a 5-3-0 score. After the third tournament I took part in, I realized what was missing and made changes right off the bat. And now I have a 17-12 score in Pixelborn and got first place in my local game store where I was undefeated with a 3-0 finish, getting 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 in my best of 3s. Now, let's check out why this deck is so dominant at the moment. There are many variants of this deck. Today, we will check out my version. Starting with our 1-drops, Rafiki and Minnie Mouse. I used to run Olaf with the deck as well, but I found that Rafiki gives a bit more flexibility and reach, especially against locations. Choosing which one to play all depends on what you are playing against. Rafiki is great against aggro and everything that doesn't have steel. 2 willpower is just too low when facing a steel deck. Minnie is much more ideal against steel decks since her 1-3 body lets her survive against Let the Storm Rage On, and can also be a great target for Teeth and Ambitions to remove your opponent's 2 willpower characters. These 1-drops are a perfect target for your 2 and 3 ink cards. Since they are inkables, bouncing them back to your hand with Madam Mim gives you a great value play. Not only do they upgrade into a better body, almost like a shift, they also can be used as ink since they probably already lost their value at this point. They are also a great target for Merlin Crab. Since 1-cost cards are so cheap to play, getting them buffed and trading them for a bigger character is just so much value. Let's talk about our draw cards really quick. Maleficent, Friends on the Other Side, and Merlin Rabbit should be plenty enough to reload your hand. The Queen's Castle is also a great card for draw and pressure on the board. The only thing about the Queen's Castle is the draw is conditional. You only play this card if you gain control of the board. It's one of those win more cards. Maui's Fishhook, on the other hand, is a great meta answer. The ability to gain evasive till the start of your next turn or buff your characters with +3 strength is just too flexible and a great answer to the meta. It's a great answer to both evasives and locations or high willpower characters. Now, let's talk about our late game cards with big value. Maui, Lady Tremaine, Madame Medusa, and Maleficent Dragon are Ultra Megatonic cards for late game. They gain value right off the bat when they get played. You can banish 1 card with them and get your opponents to trade another card on the board or spend a card on their hand to remove it. Lastly, be prepared. In a lot of card games, Control usually has an Ultra Megatonic card that can wipe the board. A reset button, if you may. Be Prepared is Lorcana's version of it, and a fair one as well, since it will also take out your characters. If things don't go your way, this is a card that can help you catch up and gives you a chance to come back in the game. It does hurt you as well, but you most likely will gain more value playing it when you're behind, since that would mean your opponent has more to lose than you. Now, time for mulligans. Information is key when it comes to knowing what to keep in your hands. Your mulligans against aggro, mid-range, and control differ. In the first game of your best of 3, make sure to play it safe. You want to have a Rafiki or Mini, Madam Mim Snake and Fox, Maleficent, Merlin Crab, and Merlin Rabbit. This is what I call a perfect safe curve. It doesn't matter what kind of deck your opponent is playing. They should be able to keep up with any decks and gives you enough options at turn 3. Against aggro, keeping a Mini and Teeth and Ambitions is key. Should be able to completely slow them down in the early game so you can buy time to play your mid and late game cards. Against mid-range, Mim Package, Merlin Crab, and Maui are great cards to make sure you can match or beat their tempo or value trades. Against control, Merlin Rabbit is essential. This card allows you to gain so much card advantage against your opponent to be able to out-resource them in the late game. Do not keep your late game cards, especially the uninkables, no matter how tempting they can be. Now, sit tight, because we're not done yet. I'm finally adding gameplay video to Meister deck profile series to show you what my thought process is during these games. All right. That's great. We got a Mini. We got a Merlin. We don't, well, we do know what the opponent is playing. We don't need this. Well, if we can win the board with this, we can actually play that. I might need this, but I'll shuffle it for now because I do want to get some draw cards. I want to find the snake. Okay, we got some draw cards. Now we can get rid of one of this. The crab acts almost like the Maui's fish hook, but for me, it's a little better in early game since it has body as well. Hopefully we can draw a Ultra Megatonic snake next turn, in which I probably will ink the castle. It all depends if he plays something here. Okay, pass. I don't need 2 of these right now, but it's pretty nice to keep 2 at the same time. I kind of want to keep this, but I feel like it's pretty greedy to keep this early. But I have backup plans already, so I'm just gonna do that and then I'm gonna pass. I can actually trade over here. I mean quest over here, but I wanna buff it with the crab. I just want to play it safe. You never know what people are running these days. Maybe they have Queen of Hearts, then they get value trade against it, you know. I don't think that one lore is that essential in the beginning. If it's open, sure, I'll do it. Okay, we don't need Maui for now. This is since things are going slow, this is a turn where I'm gonna take time to draw. That way I can sing right away the next turn with this. I have an Ultra Megatonic ink as well, which is nice. So I'm most likely gonna sing, ink this, and play the Queen's Castle right away. Since I'm going first, he can't really Maui me right off the bat. And Maui goes. That's nice. I'm assuming that there's another Maui there. Okay. That's a pretty big body. So before we make our decisions, let's go ahead and sing this first with Maleficent. Okay, that's nice. Now, I have a few plays now. I'm definitely inking Minnie Mouse here. I'm not gonna power play right now. It's not essential. So what I could do here is actually make the Queen's Castle as a bait and play my crab the following turn with Minnie Mouse to get rid of the Madam Mim Fox. If he doesn't hit this, it would be really, really nice for us. But he can also do a bounce play, in which it's still in favor of us. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. If it doesn't hit this, it's great value for us as well. But he can just do a bounce fox, get rid of both of these. There's plenty of answers that he has. And I think he's gonna trade. He's thinking of trading, yeah. Okay. That's all right for us. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we want to get rid of this fox. I think the proper play here is to ink Merlin Crab and play a Merlin Crab, put the Merlin Crab in. Because I can't let this live. It's gonna take out my Queen's Castle. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ink this. I'm gonna play a Merlin Crab. I'm just gonna buff this. It doesn't really matter who you buff. And I'm gonna attack this. And I'm gonna put the Merlin Crab inside the Queen's Castle. And it's happy days from there. Now, if he does swing with this and play a Maui, that's great value for us because now I can attack this and then play a Tremaine the following turn. We are short on draws though. That's the sad part. Okay. We actually get a free draw. Nice. I like that. It's most likely gonna swing with this. And if he does, I'm probably just gonna bounce it back and then put the snake inside. Okay. And it might have a buff card too. But I think the proper play here is just to attack this. And then we're gonna ink the goat. And we're gonna play Madame Medusa to take off Rafiki. Now, sure, the Maui's hook is pretty strong on the next following turn. Because he can play Maui and buff the Maui at the same time and kill this. But it doesn't really matter because he can just kill this anyways. But I doubt that he has the Maui, right? Because if he has the Maui, he would have killed this already with the Maui and the rabbit. So I'm just gonna pass here. Ink the Olaf. Merlin Rabbit. We definitely need to get rid of that. I'm most likely gonna Madame Medusa that. Now, what I'm scared here is be prepared the next turn. If he does play be prepared, am I gonna be fine? And I think I will be fine, right? Because I'm still gaining lore. The board is empty and I'm the first one to get to refill it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play Madame Medusa again. I have the Tremaine for the following turn. So I am pretty happy with that. I could have played Tremaine there too to add more pressure, but I want Tremaine to be questing for 2. And that is why I'm just gonna quest with these 2. I probably should have put this here instead of the Madame Medusa. But let's just be honest. If a rush comes, it's definitely the Queen's Castle that's going down. It's a be prepared turn. Or not. It's a fox turn. Okay. So the fox is gonna take this out. And this is why this was the proper play. Now the fox is gonna take out the Queen's Castle for sure, right? Yeah. And that's fine with me. That's totally fine. I can bounce one of the Medusas here as well. I can trade this and bounce one of the Medusa after the trade. Or I could just trade this, play Merlin Goat, and then start bouncing. There's many plays that I could do here, but this 100% sure is going into this. I don't think I need to ink anything. I think he pretty much shown that he doesn't have be prepared. So I can actually still keep going wide with the board. Like what I said, I don't think I need to ink here. So I'm just gonna play Merlin Goat, bounce the Merlin Goat, and just start adding more pressure into the lore while I buy time to get my draw cards. If we do get a draw card the next turn, we'll play the draw and we ink whatever we draw and play Merlin at the same time. We just keep pressuring the board from here. Let's see what he's gonna do. We're in a really good spot right now. Okay, so be prepared happens. That's fine. I have a play the following turn. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. And I'm actually gonna ink the Teeth and Ambitions here. And again, we're just gonna keep buying time for our Ultra Megatonic draw cards. We have plenty because we only use Friends on the Other Side, Maleficent so far. Let's see what he's gonna play here. The dragon might come down, in which is fine with me because then I can answer it with Lady Tremaine. A Maui whale. That's a pretty weird tech. I've seen people teching some of these Mauis. I do not agree with it at all. I do not agree with it at all because it's such an expensive card to play. And also, it just dies to this. I'm not gonna ink the Maui yet. And it's GG. I didn't want to ink the Maui there because if he decides to drop locations, I wanna just hit the location with Maui and keep questing with my other stuff instead of my other stuff attacking the locations. So that's basically the thought process there. Okay, so here, this is control. This is what I wanna build against control. I'm not gonna keep that because it's quite useless against this matchup. Now, we just wanna get more draws from here. A control matchup usually is a battle of resources. So I'm gonna ink the Rafiki here and then play my Rafiki. The following turn, I quest, I bounce my Rafiki with this. We'll decide which one to ink once we get the Rafiki. I mean, once we get the draw. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink this for now. Play the Rafiki and pass. We have a Queen's Castle though, which is really good, by the way. So I can just quest with this. These 1-drops are amazing in the beginning when they come because they are the best ink in this deck. Against these matchups especially. Against aggro, you might want to use them. Okay. Heart of Tefiti. It's a very expensive play. Now that they're slowing down, I'm gonna go ahead and ink this Rafiki. And I'm gonna draw. And I'm gonna start setting up for this. Okay. That's a very good draw. More draws for us. Preparing for late game. But till then, we're gonna start poking. This will definitely 100% add Ultra Megatonic pressure. Now, if he ramps here, that's totally fine. We then ink Teeth and Ambitions. We can play for more draws, but this is just Ultra Megatonic pressure on the board. Okay. Heart of Tefiti is an expensive way to ramp, in my opinion. And it's something that we should punish when we see this type of plays. All right. Maui. Oh, it's a Gaston. Okay. Looking for an answer. But this is really good for us already. Now, I could play for Merlin Goat or Merlin Rabbit, which I think is the right play here. Because if I play for Maleficent and put 2, there's a possibility that he found an answer already for the Queen's Castle. So I don't want to overextend when it comes to investing in my queen's castle. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the Merlin Rabbit. And that is nice. I think I'm gonna ink that though for now. I think this is definitely an ink. We are not on the finishing moments yet. We'll find another goat later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and quest with these, and then put the one that doesn't quest inside the castle. Hopefully we can gain some more draws. He doesn't have Be Prepared here. It's great. If he has to Be Prepared, still great. Because now Queen's Castle keeps gaining us lore. And we have a draw card to play the following turn. There's the Maui. Now take down the Queen's Castle. Oh. Oh. That is a lot of cards. That opens up some Ultra Megatonic plays for me though. Quests with that? That is the type of play that we are gonna punish. So I hit this with this. I then play this to bounce this, to hit this, and I can trade these two. Or I could get it to remain in. But I don't want to do that. I'd rather do the bounce. I would rather do the bounce here. I don't want to overextend. Don't overextend, Earl. We're going to bounce and draw some more. Wait. Because after the bounce, we're going to be playing this. That means I should play it first to see what we draw so we have more choices for inks. Okay, that is not very cash money. Now we are forced to draw to ink this. Now, I am going to bounce this. Now, it's very easy to tunnel vision into this next following play, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. Well, either play actually gives me draw, so it didn't really matter. Now, this is a tricky one. A lot of people would probably trade for this. But I am ahead. I am allowed to do this. Let him do the trading. Either one that he takes out here, I'll have a 2-2 answer for it. Because the thing is, that can't quest anyways, even if he plays for Be Prepared. That's totally fine with me. Okay. We can still slow things down. We don't need to Ultra Megatonic play here. First, let's go ahead for a draw. Let's go and play a draw card. Let's keep reloading the hands. Okay. Now that we've done that, we are definitely going to be bouncing this, and then we'll quest with this. We're getting close to turn 9, but this is still not the proper play. In my opinion, at least. So I'm going to go bounce my Ultra Megatonic draw card, because this is just gaining me so much card advantage. And I'm going to trade this with this. And I'm actually gonna quest with this, because the next turn might be my Be Prepared turn. Especially if a Flaversham comes down. I'm taking that out right off the bat. And taking a Medusa with me. Most likely, is gonna try to take the board here and play multiple cards on the board. So we got that. Madame Medusa again. Oh, Gaston. That's really, really good for us. That's Ultra Megatonic value for Be Prepared. Be Prepared. Blah. Be Prepared. This is going to be hitting this, and I'm going to take out 3 of their characters with my Be Prepared. And then from there, I have all the tools that I need to win the game. Now, it's time for Be Prepared. Don't even need to think about it anymore. That's just screaming Ultra Megatonic value to me. Now, we don't really need Maui. The only time we really need Maui here is if there's a what do you call this? A McDuck Manor. Now, if he goes for a McDuck Manor while he's behind, I'm gonna punish him and put down my own castle and just say, let's dance. Your manor against my queen's castle. Okay, that's totally fine with me. Hoping that he doesn't play another character. We get another character. That's okay as well. Madame Medusa is a great card for this. You know what? Let's just keep resetting the board. Why? Because we can. Okay, I'm gonna reset the board again. Let's reset the board again. It's an ultra megatonic value for us. I'm gonna get rid of my Be Prepared. I still have my Merlin Rabbit and I still have this just in case I need more draws. Okay, that's a big boy. Now, do you have a follow-up play to actually play another small character? And them spending that, most likely they won't have a small character to follow up with that. Which means Lady Tremaine gets ultra megatonic value. And wait for it. Ultra megatonic pressure for the board. Remember, this is one of the best locations or one of the best win more cards. And the thing is, we're so flexible now. Anything that's played that has low damage, I'm just gonna take it off with Tremaine, and then this will take that off. Oh, that is actually a great play. We're in trouble. We spent a lot of our Be Prepared. And this can't do anything. So let's go ahead and search some cards. That's nice. I'm gonna play this one as well. That is very nice. Now, it's very, very, very tempting to ink this and draw more. But that's where we pause. We can't ink this because we need the combo of cast and bounce, cast and bounce. Okay. We're just gonna skip here. We're gonna put this here. It doesn't really matter if we put it. It's gonna die anyway the next turn. But that's totally fine. Let's see what they're gonna play now. We're still ahead. So, remember on my control deck video, you can use your opponent's HP or lore or score as a resource to buy time, to skip a turn, and to do all of that stuff. That gives me a draw, which is nice. Searching for the next Be Prepared. Whoop. That's a really good card as well. Ultra megatonic card there. Now, I can actually afford to bounce this. And then play this. To take this out and take the Maui out. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna sing Friends on the Other Side to find an inkable. Ultra megatonic inkable. Okay. And now we bounce it to get more draws, because you can never go wrong with more draws, right? It's actually Medusa that we play here. Yes, I would like a draw, please and thank you. So we kill this, and we Madame Medusa the Hades. If we do that, I can just bounce back the Madame Medusa, right? Because I already inked. I think I'm gonna Madame Medusa here because Maui can't do anything anyways. It's Madame Medusa. Boom. Do this. And say, guess what? I'm gonna bring back my Madame Medusa to my hand because I don't want you to kill that. Because I have a hard cat's teeth and ambition to ping that and kill that early. Later. Okay. We're not gonna let him quest. We are the questingsmans. I'm gonna ink this. Yep. I actually kind of just want to take care of this already. Well, let's see which one he's gonna choose. Let's put Tremaine down. I'm gonna make him choose. And then I'll play around whatever he plays around with. Maui goes. Nice. And you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of that. The fact that he got rid of Maui, I'm gonna put down a Queen's Castle. Queen's Castle, and I'm not gonna swing with this to put pressure. And put Reckless on that Jim Hawkins. I want the draws, because you can never get enough draws. By Tremaine. Okay. I got one extra draw. Be prepared. Nope. Be prepared. Nice. Because now I can just be prepared, play this, or I could keep baiting. But I don't want to spend these characters. I'm just going to quest. Let's reset the board. Playing Medusa is showing me as well that he didn't have any Ultra Megatonic cards to remove my Queen's Castle. No rush. So we be prepared here. We then play more draws. So you can never get enough draw. Now, I don't want to play into this be prepared. So I'm just going to ink this. I want to keep inking though. And then put this inside. And I'm going to call it a day. We're going to play and poke, play and poke, play and poke. Still have a lot of resources and we have a draw card still. We get an extra draw with this too. Okay. Your dragon versus my dragon. Dragon fight. Okay, that's nice. Maui's fish hook. Well, I'm just gonna go finish the game because I can play the goat. And yep, he skips there. And I can just kill it with Maleficent Dragon. GG's! Okay, this is a little more complicated when it comes to keeping cards. We know for sure that the opponent is playing either aggro or sometimes people would play mid-range with this. Against aggro, this card is amazing. I have to hard search for my 1-drops here and Madam Mim Snake. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of those and just keep the crab so I have a safe play on turn 2 or turn 3. Okay, so here the first ink is gonna be the dragon. This is gonna be a fast game. We don't have time to buy it for dragon. This was a terrible draw in my opinion. Because if I draw another one, it would just be really bad for my hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and ink this. That was a great top deck that I just got. I now have all the tools that I need to play against aggro. So I'm gonna play Rafiki here. And then we're gonna attack Maleficent if the Maleficent attacks, and then I'm gonna bounce this with a Mim Snake. Okay. All right, some power plays. Okay, It's very tempting to use this, but again, it's still not the time for that. I could also keep this or have this because I need some extra reach when the turn 5 Kita or the turn 3 Kita actually is what's going to happen here. So I don't think we have enough time to set this up. Let's just focus on controlling the board for now, and this is a great control card for us to be able to deal with the board. Now we're gonna quest with this, and we're just gonna bounce it back with Madam Mim Snake, and then we're gonna pass. Now we have a really good follow-up turn for this. We can even ink the Maui's Fishhook. And the reason why we have a great following turn is because the Madam Mim Snake can attack a Lilo, bounce it back with this, and then get a kill. Now, if this Kita decides to shift, right? If this Kita decides to shift, I'm gonna go ahead and sing Teeth and Ambitions to damage this. Okay, I can take that out. It's not swinging yet. It's definitely playing for Kita. Now, I don't think we have time for this. No time for this. So, I think the proper play here... We're gonna ink this. The proper play here is to just set this up. Buff this. It doesn't really matter which one you buff. I'm gonna go ahead and sing this with this. And I'm gonna damage this. So this is able to take multiple damage and not die to that. Sing this with this. Take one out. So at least if the Kita comes the following turn, I won't suffer against too many Ultra Megatonic bounds. I mean, too many Ultra Megatonic lures. Now I'm gonna pass. we have a really good turn the following turn. All we need is a card that allows us to ink. So that went down. One of these will attack that, and then we take this. It's Merlin Crab that's going to attack this because we don't want the Merlin Crab to die, and this will attack one of these. Now, if the Kita comes here, we're still... There you go. The Kita comes, we still have a bounce package to be able to Ultra Megatonic attack that. Attack this. Okay, this is actually interesting. I can now sing this. So what I could do is I can sing this with this, damage this, right? To ping this, bounce this back, buff this, and attack the Kita while the Kita doesn't have a lot of damage yet. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna ink Rafiki. Okay, so we're gonna sing this. Boom. With the Merlin Crab. Boom. Damage the snake. Kill this. Now, we're gonna bounce this back to our hands. And this will buff this. This will then take care of Balu. This will damage this. And I think that we are not gonna ink here. No, we ink this. We have many characters in the board now. And then we're just gonna pass. Because we want to get to be prepared, just in case. Now we want draw cards from here. We have Ultra Megatonic control of the board now. I don't think it's gonna swing here. Or he did. He actually swung. So here, I want an extra body here for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and trade this with this. I definitely want this body here. And I don't want to miss an ink either. Now, this might be the wrong play because I want to ink this. I don't want to miss a turn for ink. No, we can ink the next turn. We can ink the next turn. And I'm just going to quest with this. These scholars usually don't have a way to deal with the fox. And if they did, it's a big plus for us. Why? Because when aggro trades, that's when they start losing. Okay, we got ultra megatonic value trades here. It's getting really close though. It's getting really close. Now, I am gonna go ahead and kill this. And kill this. And then I'm gonna use this to bounce back my rush. So I always have rush. And I'm actually gonna ink this and not play the rush right now. If that is Akita, right? We want to be able to bounce this and buff something and attack them. Also, this is a nice ink in case we get a Medusa, or if we get a Lady Tremaine, we will be able to take out one of their characters. They're getting really, really close though. I need to find a way to slow them down. Otherwise, we're gonna lose. I think that the proper play here is attack with this, right? And lure with this. If they have a Balu here, we're gonna lose. We did our best to slow them down, but the thing is, we missed one ink turn, which is totally fine because that was an essential turn to be able to even survive this long. And we're just gonna pass. Wait, I probably should bounce this. I'm pretty sure I need to bounce this. No, we're not gonna bounce. Yeah, we will. We will bounce it. Because we can always bounce these back. It gives us some ultra megatonic plays. Okay, we just pass. We really needed draw cards there. Oh, the goat. Well played. Unfortunately, we lose this one. This is our weakest matchup, so against aggro. But that's fine. We did our best there. But you get the idea on how to play against aggro. All right. After watching that game, I realized where I went wrong. Skipping the ink was actually a terrible mistake. I should have inked and I could have still survived the board since I had two bodies. So knowing where you made a mistake is essential, right? Watching the video again. If I inked, I could have be prepared and prevented maybe 2 to 4 lures from the opponent, but it still will all depend on what I draw next after that. But I'm curious if I could find a chain of Tremaines and whatchamacallit, a chain of Medusas. For me, one of the reasons why I lost that matchup was drawing multiple be prepareds. If you go back to the beginning of that matchup, I literally said the drawing be prepared that early against aggro is just terrible. You can't ink the card and it just sits there. It doesn't do anything. It limits my choices. So drawing another one of it too, I mentioned in the beginning, and I had a feeling it's going to happen, but that's just because I played this game so much that I know that that's what's going to make me lose. If I draw 2 of those, it's going to limit my choices. But even then, I had a really, really good hand to deal with it, and we came really close. But understanding that when you play control against aggro, you have to aggressively mulligan and find those cards that I had in the beginning. Otherwise, if you don't have those, you're going to get owned by aggro, and that's just the way the rock, paper, scissors go in card games. Aggro wins against control. Control wins against mid-range. Mid-range wins against aggro. And yeah, if you guys learned anything from this video, or if you guys enjoyed watching this, please don't forget to smash that like button, also the subscribe and bell button, and then comment down below your questions or your thoughts, or just leave an emoji because it helps. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good luck with the next games, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!